that work on the avenue, they know what Tank said. I got the that live in the mansion, they know what said. I got some that's up in the jungle, they know what said. I came on top of the building again, we had a plan. We came on top of the building again, we never ran. Down there, thought that I had a fan. Oh, hey, 10 o'clock, got a flight out, yeah, I'm going back out to Japan. I got 2 Billy truck and a bitch door with a land. Bruce Wayne, I'm Batman, I'm best man. I got my best man, I go to hotels when I step out, yeah, your boy got a doorman. I go to nightclubs with yeah, they call me the madman. I ain't no madman, I just go crazy, man.
Coach, thank you much. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Who said the crowds wouldn't embrace football being back in L.A.? You certainly couldn't tell that by what we saw a few moments ago. These folks are pumped up as their Rams get set to do battle with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
For 66. Hey, 76. 76. 76.
Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. They go play action here on first down. He's letting it fly for Cooks. It's caught at the 10. Touchdown, L.A. Brandon Cooks, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Rams are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Zerline good with a PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now a man who played collegiately here in the Golden State, Rashad Penny. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Wilson on 2nd down. He lets it fly for Rocket. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Throwing is Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Sam Shields.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
On first down, it's Gurley. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Gall. Being chased out left. He may try and run for this. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
36 power. Right, 380. 380.
A first carry from the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. Well, let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
A great return there of 22 yards. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. He's going to look deep down the field. It's caught inside the 25. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. They give him a gain of 38. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now they'll pitch it back to Gurley. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
Go, side! 120! 76, tell him. 76. 76. Average wall.
Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Here we go, fellas, here we go.
They'll try the air now with Goff. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Out of the gun. Goff. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2, got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim, and hopefully they'll be kicking extra points instead.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. And the tight end Dixon left side. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Dumps that off to Penny as running back. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Here's a give to Penny. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. And it looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves them with 7 yards to go on third down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now Wilson extending the arm.
Oh, yes, it works.
A good pickup there, a 22.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. On second down, Wilson. And incomplete on the deep ball. The tight end, Ed Dixon, was the target. And it's third down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive. And finally, I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him. Made it very tough for him to get the ball.
On third down, Wilson. Going to throw deep for the end zone. So they took a shot there on third down, couldn't get it. Now it's fourth.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Tavecchio puts this one through, and they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. And a nice little broken tackle run there by Todd Gurley, the 10th pick in the 2015 draft.
And that's what you get with him. That full package of speed, power, able to catch the ball in the backfield. Many people doubted him coming out because of the knee injury in college. They're seeing the full Todd Gurley now, and it hurts.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Tiger, Tiger.
On second down, here's Goff. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 38. They begin with a run by Penny. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Gotta go. 4 down.
They keep it with Penny on first down. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. The tackle there by John Johnson.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Play action. It's Wilson. Looking deep downfield. And this is taken in at the 5. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a number 1.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. On for the extra point, Giorgio Tavecchio. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the lead down to 3 at 13-10. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Going up top. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, LA. Brandon Cooks, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Rams strike quickly here for 6 points. He's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 27.
Come on, tempo.
Here's Wilson. They set up the screen to Penny. He finds an opening past the 40. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Hey, that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front. Completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space.
The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
14.
To throw on 2nd down. Wilson. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Dominic Easley coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
Go, 4 down. Go, 14. 14.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
And definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stout troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to the City of Angels after this timeout.
Here we go. White 20. Starting left here.
Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now it's Gurley. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. After the loss, here's 2nd and 12 from the 18. To throw on 2nd down is gone. Dumps it off to Gurley. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They give him 12 yards and a 1st down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. It's caught left side by Cooks. That one goes for 24 yards. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley, fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, These pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Cut. 180. Turbo, cut.
Here's Goff now on second down. Buying time to his left. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. He'll throw underneath for Gurley. And now running right through it. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it second down. Now a handoff for Gurley. And he'll find his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. Goff now looking to throw. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Goff now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10.
14.
A shotgun snap for Goff, and it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Goff. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. And Zerline's kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays. You don't force any mistakes. You don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
So we come upon halftime here in Southern California with the Rams on top. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. The Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
and I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this
you're
is
going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Oh, nice move at midfield. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Throwing on third and long. Wilson trying to lay one up deep. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. Third and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
From the end zone, gone. And it's complete to Cooks. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's Johnny Hacker now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Penny, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the trainers take a look, will step aside.
Let's go. Well. 14.
Now Wilson on second down. Going for the deep ball. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks have made this a one-score game. The lefty Tavecchio now to add the extra point. Tavecchio good on the extra point, and that will get him one closer. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
They go play action here on first down. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And that's caught inside the 30. Goff finding Cooks on a big play. 51 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's first and 10 just outside the red zone. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line. Remember at the outset you talked about the key being keeping him under 100 yards. Well, he's over 100 now. We're in the third quarter.
So that has happened, right? So that goal's gone. Can they bottle him up the rest of the way? They'll need to do so if they want to try and win this one.
Super one.
Another carry now for Gurley. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Yeah, baby, boom. All right, come on now. Go, son. 180. Listen.
On the handoff, it's Gurley. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Here comes a 20th carry for Gurley. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
The Rams on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I don't know about you, partner, but I'm rubbing my eyes after that play. Did we just see that runner not get yardage? A big-time play by the defense. It does happen occasionally, even against the best running backs who are having big days.
And Zerline's kick is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So making 4 out of 4 now in the field goal department, and he's able to extend their lead.
When drives are bogged down, he's been automatic out there. So nice to have a kicker you can count on to put points on the board.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 27. From the gun, it's Wilson. Leaves it for Petty. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Back now in Los Angeles. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. Wilson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
You got 14. 14. Go.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Dancing to his left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him. One of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. On 2nd down, here's Petty. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. And he's got it. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Ed Dixon, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. And it's no good. Well, that could be a critical miss here in a one-score game in the 4th. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And the Rams getting set to go now. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
They go play action with Gurley. Now gone. And Cooks has it over the middle. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Gurley. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to lead.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
It's caught right side, Dixon. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
This is caught, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks have taken the lead here in the fourth. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 13. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Rolling to his left. And that's caught inside the 30. Goff. Finding Cooks on a big play, and even 60 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Play action. It's gone. Eluding the pressure right. That is caught at the 7. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. On 1st and goal, Gurley. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Second and goal from the 1.
Hey, lift! 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 4 now.
On the keeper, here's Goff. And he takes it across for a Rams touchdown. Jared Goff scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Rams have taken the lead here in the 4th. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that gives them a 3-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
That was Rashad Penny. Now the ball comes loose, and the Rams have got it back.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they've dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They run. It's Gurley. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. He's got a man complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's.
And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On second down, here's Wilson. Flush to his right. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. The Seahawks on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
14.
Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. It's caught at the 10. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
Check 50, check 50.
They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. And the Rams are going to go ahead and take another timeout, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Penny will try to punch it in, and he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Rashad Penny with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Seahawks have taken the lead here in the 4th. Tavecchio good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Brandon Cooks in the final minute. And the Rams have taken the lead here in the 4th. Zerline good with a PAT. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages, as a field goal now can only tie it. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time,
they practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw. And that's caught inside the 30. And great yardage here all the way deep into Los Angeles territory. It's a big play there for Seattle. 59 yards. Penny, a first down carry. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal. Very much in range for a tying field goal as they hurry to the... And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out, but you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
The Ram fans in this old stadium on their feet. 3rd and goal. Here's Penny. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
Well, Charles, an absolutely thrilling finish there at the end, down to the final play. Got it close to the goal line, but couldn't punch it in.
How much fun was that ending, though, for us?
We were standing up.
I had to. You had to get out of your seat for that one. That close to the goal line? Oh, that was fun.
So for L.A., they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they'll have another home date next week as the Kansas City Chiefs come to town. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, it's their first stumble of the season as they'll dip to 8-1 on the year. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.